This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, Hazleton's new mayor didn't mince his words at his first State of the City address. Here is his message next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Karen. Thank you so much for investing some time in us. I have your headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker, and let's get right to them. Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassatt gave his first State of the City address this morning before members of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. More than 120 people turned out at the Pines Eatery and Spirits to hear what the new mayor had to say. FYI's Lisa Sugart had the chance to talk with Mayor Cassatt about his strategy for the city.
I'm pleased to welcome Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassatt, who just completed his State of the City address before the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. Mayor, what was the message you have to the residents and the people who work in the city of Hazleton?
Well, we talked about the two most over-exaggerated things about the city, which is we have violent crimes and that we're on the verge of bankruptcy. So they were the two topics that we touched on, and I elaborated on them from then. And then we also talked about the latest snowstorm that came through.
Now, when you're talking about the crime and the verge of bankruptcy, what plans do you have to try to correct this as soon as you can?
Well, the crime, we're going to get more patrol on the streets. As soon as council passes the budget, hopefully next Tuesday, we should be able to see an increase in patrol by 25%. February, we'll start going to the 12-hour shifts, which will then double the patrol units on the street for each shift. We're going to see in the next week or so, the window at City Hall will be open 24/7. I'll be rolling out the new text for tips, where you could text into a number your tips and communicate with the police on a one-on-one basis.
Wow, some changes already coming your way. You promised them right off the bat. And how are things looking to add more police to the department?
Well, I gave two suggestions to council about the budget and changes I would make. One was a 2% tax increase, and one was a 0.25 mil increase on EIT, which equates to $9 per home of $100,000 value and 25 cents per $100 of gross income. That would be enough money to hire 6 additional police officers and fund City Hall being operational 24/7.
We're going to have to wait and see how that plays with council. Are you confident that will happen?
I'm hoping. I'm hoping they see the need for the officers. The first 2 weeks in my administration, we have been out there. We had one big drug bust. We have a couple other things coming out. So I just hope they see how positive the momentum the city is going in.
Is that the biggest message you have, is that you want to get rid of the crime and everything else will fall back into place?
Well, yeah, we have to get rid of the small criminal offenses. I mean, we proved that in the snowstorm this week. We ticketed over 200 cars. We towed many. It's basically obey our laws. And in this case of the snowstorm, it's move or be moved. We had no problem towing the vehicles that were abandoned.
All right. Well, Mayor, we'd like to extend an invitation to you to come on frequently, often, update the residents on what is happening. You always have an open door here at SSPTV.
Thank you.
Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassatt.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, if you would like to learn more about the plans for the city of Hazleton, tune into a brand new Sam LaSancho. Mayor Cassatt, Hazleton Police Chief Jerry Spezial, and Hazleton Fire Chief Donna Leschko were all in our studio today to explain their strategies to Sam LaSant. This new show will air starting this Friday at 8:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. Check your local listings for additional dates and times. A Hazleton man is charged in connection with an attempted break-in at a city sporting goods store on January 6th. 19-year-old Stefan Reese was in court for his preliminary hearing today before Magisterial District Judge Joseph Zola. He was charged in connection with an incident at Bob's Sporting Goods on North Wyoming Street. Police also charged him in a previous break-in at the same store on December 25th, in which 4 handguns were stolen. Hazleton Detective David Roddick says that Reese became combative after learning of the additional charges. As a result, people were asked to leave the courtroom for their own safety. Meanwhile, police ask anyone with information on the whereabouts of the stolen handguns to contact them at 570-459-4940. And Hazelton police are investigating 2 early morning burglaries. The first occurred around 3:15 this morning at the J&J Fish and Meat Market on the corner of North Wyoming and East Tamarack Streets. A man smashed a large front window to gain entry but found the cash register empty. Police believe the same person burglarized the business last Thursday. After the break-in, the owner removed cash from the store. Meanwhile, police responded to a second burglary just after 4 a.m. at Craig's Food Mart on West Broad Street. In that incident, a man forced his way through the front door and made off with an undetermined amount of cash. Anyone with information on either burglary is asked to call Hazelton Police 570-459-4940, or you can dial 911. A Tamaqua teen was one of the passengers in a car involved in a fatal crash on Monday night. 18-year-old Kaylee Cece of Tamaqua was listed in good condition. The crash occurred just after 9:30 p.m. on U.S. Route 6 and 11 in La Plume Township in Lackawanna County. State police in Dunmore say the driver, 19-year-old Tashandra Burton of Wilkes-Barre, was traveling east when she lost control, traveled across the grass median and into the westbound lanes. Another car driven by 20-year-old Joshua Zilla of Dunmore was traveling in the westbound lanes. The two vehicles collided. Burton, along with her front seat passenger, 19-year-old Michael Burkhart of Waymart, were killed in the crash. 18-year-old Allison Berman of Wilkes-Barre and 19-year-old Emily Fardulis of Delaware and Cece were passengers in the car. Berman and Fardulis are listed in critical condition. Cece is in good condition. There was no word on the extent of Zilla's injuries. Cece is a freshman at Keystone College, where she's a member of the track and field team, and she's a 2015 graduate of Marion Catholic High School, where she was a standout in shot put and a member of the 2013 state championship volleyball team. And in other news, a familiar face will be the new head of security in the Hazelton Area School District. By a vote of 7-1, the school board voted to approve Ed Harry as the Director of Security and School Police. Harry is a former Hazelton police chief, having served during Mayor Lou Barletta's administration. He currently serves as the police chief in Macungie and previously worked as a school security officer in the district. School Director Marie Kay was the sole no vote, while Director Jared O'Donnell was not in attendance. Harry will assume the post vacated by Frank Hacken. It looks like the area survived the first official blast of winter, but for those without a place to go, the cold can pose life-threatening circumstances. FYI told you recently that Catholic Social Services in Hazelton is working with local churches and other agencies on a pilot program for a homeless shelter here in the city. We spoke with State Representative Tara Toohill about the importance of funding this project.
Neil Oberto from Catholic Social Services, he was able to attain funding, and I think it's been great because we have so many people in the community that say, look, I see these homeless people, we know where they are, they're living in abandoned buildings, they're living outside, and a lot of those people, they need mental health services, maybe they just need clean clothing and a place to shower so that they can go for a job interview. A lot of these people, we need to help them and get them off of the street. You know, we have bitter cold here during winter. We've been lucky now, but we're getting really into January, February, really cold, bitter winter. So Catholic Social Services, this is a huge development. We've had many meetings, United Way. There are a lot of church groups that are doing a lot of good work. So now we're gonna have it under one umbrella. And this is an exciting, positive thing. So people in the community have been fighting for this for years. And now finally, we're going to be able to actually have that umbrella group where you can go and we can centralize those services.
Now, if you're interested in volunteering to help the homeless, you can contact State Representative Tara Toohill's office at 570-453-1344, or you can contact Catholic Social Services at 570-455-1521. Coming up on FYI, there's some hot basketball teams in our area right now, and Dave Seaman from the Standard Speaker will weigh in on why they're having so much success. And up next, we have another hunting segment with Dennis Gans, the producer and host of Wild Bout Hunt.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazelton Standard Speaker.
Well, you usually see our good friend Dennis Gans right here in our studios talking about Wild Bout Huntin', a show that will premiere on the Hunt Channel in April and right here on SSPTV. But guess what? You get to see him in person for the next couple of days. Yep. He is going to be at the Early Birds Sports Expo on the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds. So This is great experience for people to come up and meet you and see what the show's all about and what Wild About Hunting is all about.
That's right, absolutely. We're excited to be there. This is our first time at the Early Bird Sports Expo. Betty Brote and her family do a great job of putting it on and running it. They get a lot of great vendors out there and a lot of fun things to do. They have a 3D shoot and an indoor archery range that people can take advantage of. But we're excited to be there and to be able just to meet and greet and talk to a lot of people and just talk hunting. That's what we're all about. We're wild about hunting.
That's a great name for a show.
Yeah.
So now when people come and they come up to the booth for Wild About Hunting, what are they going to have a chance to buy, see, get?
There's going to be lots of things. We're going to have all of our apparel on sale. You can buy Wild About Hunting t-shirts, hats. We'll be taking orders for some of our Wild About Hunting hoodies, decals, koozies that you can put your cold drinks in. And you'll be able to see our promo video that just came out for 2016. Plus, we're also going to have some prizes that you'll be able to win throughout the weekend. We have trail cameras that we're going to be giving away, some bison bottles, Raptor razor knife sets, and some buck cages. And you'll be able to also purchase buck cages. We'll be selling them for our good friend Chris Walzer from Buck Cage himself.
Okay. Now, this is all happening at the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds, so starting tomorrow, give us the times.
Okay, it starts tomorrow, January 28th, runs through Sunday the 31st. We'll be doors open at 4 o'clock tomorrow till 9 p.m., and then on Friday it's 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and then the last day, Sunday 10 to 5. We'll be there all 4 days. Come on out, talk hunting with us. We're excited to see everybody.
And you finished shooting for the first season of Wild About Hunting, already looking at season 2.
We're ready. We're working on season 2 already. Season 1 episodes are all in production. They're being laid out, and we're excited for episode 1 to air on Hunt Channel starting the beginning of April and right here on SSPTV.
And for anybody who hasn't been seeing all your segments that you do, because Dennis is here every week to tell us some hunting tips,
Right.
What will they see when Wild About Hunting hits the airwaves?
They're going to see, the average hunter. We're just like you. We're no different than anybody. We don't consider ourselves professionals. We're just guys who really love to be outdoors, hunting, passing on the tradition, and doing it ourselves. And hopefully we can give you some tips, educate you a little bit on what you can do to be a better hunter and an outdoorsman, and also how you can save some money to go on some trips that maybe you thought you might not be able to go on.
All right, well, great. So again, you see Dennis here in our studios all the time. You want to see him in person, head out to the Early Bird Sports Expo at the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds. You want to have a nice crowd coming out, and you're going to say hi to everybody.
Oh yeah, come on out. It's going to be, weather's great, the snow is gone, it'll be all melted by the weekend, so come on out and talk with us and all the great folks that are going to be at the Early Bird Sports Expo.
All right, Dennis Gantz, the producer and host of Wild About Hunting, which is coming soon to SSPTV.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
The snow continues to melt around our area, and it looks like we'll have some warmer temperatures over the next few days, and maybe that will help as well. Here's our local forecast now from the National Weather Service. Tonight, mostly clear and cool with the low around 16 degrees. Here's our 4-day outlook on FYI. On Thursday, increasing clouds. Our high will be near 30 degrees. Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 24. Friday, mostly cloudy, high near 31 degrees. It will be windy with wind gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. On Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 19 degrees. Saturday will be partly sunny with a high near 33, and then Saturday night mostly cloudy. Our low will be 28. Sunday looks great, partly sunny with a high near 43, and then Sunday night mostly cloudy with the low of 33 degrees. Tonight's forecast is brought to you by 924 Landscape Supply on Route 924, serving the greater Hazleton area. For firewood, snow plowing, and removal, call Adam Davidic at 570-401-6464. Lottery time on FYI green screen. Pick 2, 59, pick 3, 917, pick 4, 8608, and pick 5, 52342. Those are your midday winning lottery numbers from the Pennsylvania Lottery. And this week's home of the week is located at 8 Indigo Circle in Eagle Rock Resort. The charming contemporary sits in the head of a cul-de-sac right on the golf course. It features 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, a great room with a stone fireplace and hardwood floors. Enjoy the formal dining room, kitchen with granite countertops, first floor master suite, and more, all on a spacious lot. What more could you want? For more information or for a tour of this lovely home, contact Diane French at 570-384-1362. The Sports Report is coming up after the break, and it's Dave Day, so stay tuned.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
It's time for another Dave Day here on FYI. Dave Seaman, sports editor from the Standard Speaker, is back with us. And Dave, I'm losing sleep. I'm thrilled about the Panthers. They've kind of become my team through this playoff run right now. But as a Penn State fan, I want to go back and tell a story. Celebrations in the end zone and that. I remember Alan Zamitis picking off a pass, celebrating his way into the end zone. I think I cheered more because I knew Joe Paterno was just going to rip into him on the sideline than I did for the actual touchdown, because I was always the guy, hey, you hand the ball off, very the Penn State way. But I'm enjoying the celebrations of Cam Newton and his teammates having fun, playing football. I don't know if I'd like to see Penn State doing that. I don't know if it's because I'm watching more soccer now. I see the celebrations there. I think, hey, live a little. Do you enjoy the Panthers, or do you think it's a little too showy?
I think it's entertainment. I mean, I think Cam Newton gets it, that it's an entertainment. They're there to sell tickets and get people to enjoy them, and they're pretty darn good too. I mean, they've been a team that's been the talk of the NFL throughout the season. They realistically could be undefeated right now. Why not celebrate?
Absolutely. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about the Super Bowl next week, Dave. But let's talk local right now. The Penn State Hazleton women's basketball team, #2 in the latest United States Collegiate Athletic Association coaches poll. Dave, they're unbeaten in the PSU AC. Alexis Daly double, that's what I'm calling her right now. She has 4 straight double-doubles, Dave. 6 are, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the season. Lady Lions very hot right now. Penn State Hazleton just celebrated national championship golfer. This team might have a shot, and this is a very good basketball team.
It's a very experienced team, especially with Alexis Daly. I mean, it seems like she's been there forever, but with her leading the way, the sky's the limit for this team. They've really, established themselves as a top team in the PSUAC over the last few years. Now it looks like they're ready even to take that to a national level right now.
Over the past few years, Dave, Alexis Daly, I mean, is she one of the players who's really stood out? I mean, it's pretty dominant. Even if you look at her stats, she's come close to maybe having a dozen or more double-doubles this season, just in all facets of the game. Do you remember anyone like her, either at Penn State Hazleton or even, I guess, the high school game? She's pretty dominant.
She is. I mean, you look at people like the Alyssa Flanagans of the world, and Melissa Dimmick, you go back there, and Joy Gallagher, those kind of people. Christine Korn was a double-double machine on the Lady Cougar side. On the boys' side, you had, Mike DeMarco, Terry Kringy, those kind of people. You have some people now like Bobby Panutis, who's putting up numbers like that. Justin Gutsy. A lot of players have done it, but at the Penn State Hazleton level, especially at the female level, she's obviously the best player they've had up there. And for the program to get her to come to that campus, that's why they're doing so well right now.
Well, Dave, you mentioned Bobby Planutis and the Hazleton area Cougars. Dave covers the Cougars for the Standard Speaker, and they are still on fire. And Dave, they have role players stepping up. A lot of good things happening for the Cougars right now. It just seems like the good times keep rolling.
Yeah, it's the players say one player has an off game, which is rare. Then another player steps up, and they're bought into the mentality that Coach Joseph has. Bobby Panutis is the star on that team, but any given player on any given night could step up and have a big game for them, and that's borne out so far.
One player I saw play, Dave, and I saw in your article recently, Demir Faison,
freshman. Yeah, he's a bottle of energy there for the Cougars coming off the bench. He knows his part. He understands his role. He gets in there. He wreaks havoc on the defensive end with his length and his athletic ability. He's able to get out on a press. He gets high. He's probably the first freshman in Hazleton area history that's ever dunked the ball, and he did it in a win against Dallas on Tuesday evening. And it's, again, a thrilling player, and a lot of thrilling players on that team.
Dave, is it exciting even covering them? I mean, I talked with Michael Casadas, and he said, it's great, I just throw the ball up, and Bobby dunks it. We just do these alley-oops. He made it sound pretty easy, but it has to be, you feel the energy as you're just sitting there covering it.
Yeah, there is a lot of energy with this team, the depth and the experience. These guys have played with one another for a while right now. They play an up-tempo style of game, too, and kids like playing that type of game. It's exciting for the fans, too, where the scores are up. But, as the season goes on, the competition's going to get tougher. Valley West on Friday night, and then that team from Crestwood comes here next Tuesday. So a lot of excitement bound to happen here.
For the Lady Cougars, Dave, they're on a winning streak of their own as they try to capture their second straight Wyoming Valley Conference championship, and depth starting to really step up for Joe Gavio's team, some players coming off the bench for him, and he told me that was very important coming into the season, so we're finally starting to see that for Lady Cougars.
Lady Cougars are definitely stepping up. A nice payback win over Dallas. That's the team they lost to early in the season. They were in foul trouble throughout the game. They were shot out badly from the free throw line, but somehow, some way, they were able to step up and get a big win over Dallas. And when you have Mackenzie Uri leading the way, talk about double-doubles, there's a player right there for you who has really stepped up and emerged as one of the top players in the area.
Check out the Standard Speaker every day for local sports. Dave, we'll see you again next week. Before we get to the social report, we have some big news out of Schuylkill County. The Anthracite Football League will now be known as Schuylkill League Football as the Schuylkill League adds football to its list of sports. Division 1 of Schuylkill League Football will include Blue Mountain, Pottsville, North Schuylkill, Jim Thorpe, Tamaqua, and Lehighton. In Division 2, there's Marion, Monoy area, Shenandoah Valley, Panther Valley, Schuylkill Haven, and Minersville. There will be a press conference next week to officially announce the changes. It's Wednesday, and here's some delicious alliteration. It's signature steak night at Bottlenecks. All of their signature steaks are only $9.95 plus bottomless soup and salad for only $2.95.
Hey golfers, have we got the perfect vacation spot for you? Myrtle Beach. Signature Golf Packages builds and reserves the finest and most reasonably priced Myrtle Beach vacations. From scheduling your golf tee times to making your hotel accommodations. Oceanfront to golf course villas. Mark Paston, a Hazleton native, has been doing this for 10 years. Expect excellent customer service, local knowledge of all the courses, and the best golf vacation of a lifetime. Call now to learn all of the specials that Signature Golf Packages can offer you or your group. 866-462-9885 or book now at signaturegolfpackages.com.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One announcement for this evening: Holy Trinity Orthodox Church, 223 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo. They're having a pierogi and halushki sale Friday, January 29th from 9 a.m. to 5:30. Please call ahead to secure your order, 570-929-2733. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Laura Irene Lutz Roberts of Cunningham. Memorial is Thursday at 5 p.m. from the Butler Chapel of the Cropton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. Catherine J. Sager of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. from the Firo Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. Edward L. Payer, formerly of McAdoo. Funeral mass is Saturday at 11 a.m. from the Church of the Incarnation in New Jersey. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Elizabeth M. Buffington of Cunningham. Service is Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Cunningham United Methodist Church. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Gertrude J. Baum of Hazleton. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Margaret Y. Damiano, formerly of Latimer. Mass is Friday at 9:30 a.m. in the Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church. Friends may call Friday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. The Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Joseph E. Brosnio Jr. of Tamaqua. The Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Stephen G. Hentosh of Drums. Funeral is Friday at 10:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. and Friday from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And Teresa M. Schofrin of Hollers Hill. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Kara Ann Lombardo of Tamaqua. Kara Ann, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
So my hunting experience includes playing duck hunt on the original NES, but I'm going to learn more about the sport when I hang out with Dennis Gans tomorrow at the Early Bird Sports Expo. We hope to see you out there, and you'll see a future segment on FYI all about hunting from this Sports Expo and also on Out of Left Field. That's it for tonight. Take it easy, everyone.